everyone, Christine Mathias here from Stretchtopia. Today I'm going to talk to yoga instructors about ways to limit liability. Now I bring this up because as a yoga instructor, accidents and injuries can happen. When you're doing anything physical, injuries can happen, and as a business owner, sometimes businesses get sued, instructors get sued. So if you end up in the courtroom, these are ways to make sure that you will not be personally, financially responsible. So today I'm going to talk about 5 main ways to limit liability. The first way is to have liability insurance. So hopefully as a yoga instructor, you are aware of liability insurance and you know that this means if an accident happens, if an injury happens, your insurance will come in and protect you in certain circumstances. It's generally pretty affordable. It can even be tax deductible. So there's really no excuse not to have insurance. The second way to reduce liability is with the use of a waiver. So if you've ever taught a class, you've ever taken a yoga class, I'm sure you've encountered these. And so what a waiver is something that a student will sign to make sure that the student is aware of the potential dangers and risks with yoga, and to make sure that you have their consent to take the class and to participate in the practice of yoga. So if you do end up getting sued, this won't necessarily keep you from being personally responsible in every situation, but it is something that the court will look at should you get sued, and it might end up reducing your liability. The third way to reduce liability is by forming an LLC, or a limited liability company. So as a yoga instructor just going out and teaching, you are a sole proprietor. So that means that there's basically no difference between you and your business. So if you get sued, if your business gets sued as a sole proprietor, all of your personal assets could also be on the line. But if you have an LLC, only the business and the business assets will be on the line should the company get sued. So filing an LLC, there's some paperwork, there might be additional taxes, so definitely do your research to see if this is a good fit for you. The fourth way to limit liability is with the use of a contract. Now this is typically something that comes up if you're teaching corporate or workplace yoga, or you're teaching somewhere like a festival, anywhere where you're providing yoga for an organization's employees or their group of people. And with these contracts, you can have certain provisions that are going to limit your liability as a yoga instructor. So like the waivers, they might not necessarily keep you from getting sued in all situations, but it is, again, another thing that the court will look at and consider. And the fifth way to limit liability, and perhaps the best way, is to get to know your students. So offer modifications wherever you can, and make sure that your class is suited to your students and where they're at. So connected to that is also to make sure that you have all the proper training so that you are able to provide those modifications. So that was just 5 quick tips on how to limit liability as a yoga instructor. You can head on over to stretchtopia.com where we have additional information for instructors, including a free waiver that you can download and customize for your own use. In addition, we do have the Corporate Yoga Toolkit, which is going to give you contracts and other information and tools that you need to start a workplace yoga practice. So thank you for watching.